And so it seems that we're live. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what's going on. I have to start doing some merch. I have to start making some merch, as my son calls it, some merchandise. I gotta make those shirts that says world's greatest living artist, and I have some posters, but yeah, I gotta do some of that merch. That way people start believing me. Good morning, everybody. Artists, painters, and art enthusiasts, collectors, people that are into the arts. Today is Thursday, I think. Thursday? Is today Thursday or Friday? Man, what is today? I think today's Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? No, today's Friday, right? I don't know. Can you guys tell me what today is? I have no idea. Whatever day it is a day. And I want to share with you guys my insights. I want to share with you guys my thoughts, my experiences, things that I have learned, yes, to you, things that I have learned as an artist. Not everything that I've learned is worth sharing. I don't think so. Some stuff just doesn't hold weight. I think some of it does, and a lot of it does actually. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. And good morning, baby. Good morning, wifey. That's my wife, Zeddy Grams. Oh, Zeddy Grams. Those of you who have a partner, that helps you deal with your work, you're lucky, you're blessed. As they say today, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Not everybody has a partner that sticks around, and the hard ones too. Not everything is sweet. There's some sour moments, and if your partner sticks around for those sour moments, it's worth acknowledging. It's worth acknowledging, and it's you got a real firm partner there. So take care of your partners, guys. Take care of your partners, friendships, spouses, whoever follows you and rides your boat, whoever goes on your boat and takes the journey with you. Many times people don't think that they're taking the journey with you, but if just being around you, they're taking the journey with you just by being around. Which brings me to something that I wanted to touch on. Just being around the person, because the person carries different moods, right? Some days, whoever's on a journey or is focused on a journey, you will carry moods. You will carry ups and downs. You will carry wins, victories, and losses, right? And you don't think that affects the people around you, your parents, your friends, your children, your spouses. That's going to affect everyone. It's going to affect the in a positive or negative way, but nonetheless, it's going to affect. It's going to create an effect, right? And 90% of the time is an indirect effect. Like, it's not, you don't mean to. It's indirect, right? It's like a side punch. It's like a side punch. So, man, I woke up with a lot of, I think, allergies, because I had like a headache right here and like all kinds of fun stuff just happening. But we're here. Sinus, that's what it is. It's like, I feel like someone's clamping me in my head. How's it going, my art space? How's it going, Monte926? What's up, amigo? How's it going, Lucia Tremont? If I'm not mistaken, let me see. I have the note right here. Just a second. Oh yeah, I have the note right here. Lucia Tremont is the winner of the painting, an original painting that is going to be sent to her I don't know if my studio already did that or my minions, or it's happening today. I don't know if they did that yesterday or the day before, or it's happening today. I'm going to check. But nonetheless, Lucia is the winner of the painting. I've told you guys, as soon as I post, I make a new post on Instagram. If you comment within the first hour, or you yeah, you comment, you like, and even tag someone for a higher chance to winning. Tag someone, I don't know, a friend, or tag people. Let them know what we're doing. You'll start getting prizes every weekend. I'm going to start doing prizes. So Lucia was our first winner, and she got an original painting. So we'll be sending that. If we haven't yet, we'll be sending that today, Lucia. So yeah, that's how we roll here. And a little update too. A little update. I started last year. I started putting together tutorials and art courses and whatnot, and I got slowed down and I got redirected. My attention went elsewhere. But I'm getting back to that this year. I'm getting back to that, and you are going to start seeing that. You're gonna start seeing courses more in depth, right? Because you guys see a lot of what I talk about here, and what the stuff that I talk here, a lot of that stuff doesn't go to YouTube, doesn't go anywhere else. It stays here. Well, it doesn't stay here. It goes away after like 24 hours or something like that here on Instagram. So if you're not here, you're missing out. For the most part, most of the stuff I don't repurpose. I should, but I don't. I don't repurpose everything. Like I don't put it on different platforms. I used to. That's my strategy. But I also want it to be fair to the people that are following me just on Instagram. Because if you're following me on YouTube and you're not following me on Instagram, and I just feel like the people on Instagram should be getting a little bit more love. Should be getting a little bit more love. The reason why is because it's high engagement here. Like here, we get to engage. People ask questions. It's a faster, right? It's higher engagement because it's faster. The turnaround of engagement is so much quicker than YouTube or Facebook. Like you have to wait, right? On YouTube or Facebook, and on Instagram, you don't wait. It's like boom, it's light speed, right? You have to, like, if I'm talking here, someone asks a question right now, boom, baby, I'll spill the beans. I'll be like, here, let me tell you what it is. And so it's a perfect time. Although I found it interesting that I don't know why. I don't know if it's because people don't have questions, or maybe they don't think I can answer them. Maybe, I don't know. People don't tend to ask questions about, like if you're starting out as an artist, right? You're like, man, I'm starting out as an artist. And or maybe you've been an artist for quite some time, and you are ready to start making I don't know, you want to take it serious, you want to make a living at it or whatever. What do you want to ask some like key questions while you have me here? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't tell this to people, but what do you want to ask me questions while you have me here? Because I sort of done that. Like, I don't know. The funny thing is that I do coaching. I do coaching calls, consulting calls, and it's 300 bones an hour. And I find it interesting that people would rather wait to have me one-on-one for an hour, sometimes just for one question. Not that I'm not thankful for that. Like, if you just have one question, like, and you want to, like, maybe sometimes I think people just want to chit chat with me. You're like, here, I'm going to pay you $300, but you're going to listen. And I think sometimes people just want to chit chat with me. That's what I've noticed too. I'm new to the whole coaching thing. It's not my thing. I'm an artist. But it's been interesting every time I get a coaching call or something like that, it's interesting to see like the different dynamics, right? So sometimes people just want to chit chat, they want to tell me about their dreams and aspirations and whatnot, and sometimes people have like they want me to solve their career in 1 hour. Like, here's $300, solve my career, And so it's sometimes it's like either one way or completely other. Like it's whoa, it's like whoa, it's like you want me to fix your life with $300? I don't know if I can do that in an hour, or it's like, okay, ask me a question. The other side, right? Ask me a question. Because we've just been chit-chatting for like 40 minutes. And so it's been interesting. It's been interesting, this whole coaching thing. So by the way, guys, if you haven't taken advantage of the YouTube videos, the Instagram videos, especially the YouTube ones, because they're there, right? The Instagram, you have to catch me live. If you don't catch me live, you're probably not going to see it. Again, it's such a waste of content. I know. I have a couple of friends who've told me, dude, turn them into podcasts. Get this, whatever I'm talking about. But I'm like, man, see, I have a hard time with that. Because I repurpose, most of my content, I repurpose it. I have a course that shows you how to do that. Like most of my content I repurpose, but there's some content that I want to be to have a very short shelf life, and because if it has a short shelf life, then it's worth something. It's sort of like auctions, like art auctions. I do a lot of art auctions on eBay. If it has a short shelf life, like an auction can only last so long, right? Like 7 days, 3 days, 10 days at most on eBay. Live auctions are even shorter. Right? Live auctions are like, I don't know, seconds, minutes, right? 1 minute, 2 minutes, I don't know. The shorter the lifespan of that, the more perceived value. Why? Because it's going to go away. It's not something that, oh, okay, well, we didn't sell it. All right. Let's put it back up again. For example, a lot of people don't know this. and I've had a couple of complaints from like people just don't get it, right? Let me tell you. Like I'll auction something. I'll be like, I'm going to start this auction at 99 cents, right? For some bizarre reason, there wasn't traffic. I didn't do my job in pushing traffic to it, or I misspelled some words and nobody found it. Yeah, it's traffic. Or someone returned it, right? Someone returned it for whatever reason, like it didn't fit over my couch, or I didn't like it, or I thought it was different, or whatever, even though there's a photo. Like how much more description you can get on a painting that it's visual with a photograph. Like it's a photograph. It's a picture. It's a photograph of a picture, right? It's not like a three-dimensional object. I mean, I guess it is if it's stretched canvas, but who cares about that? I mean, you care about the painting, I would assume. I don't know. Unless you're like a decorator and you're thinking about other stuff. But anyways, if it doesn't get sold or someone returns it, I put it at a retail price online, right? And then people were like, oh my God. Like I had this lady go bananas. Oh my God. Like this painting was at $1. I was like, no, it was not at $1. This is very, very fucking bananas person. The auction was at $1. What markup did you do? Oh my God. Because the painting was now like at $800. And I was like, dude, you don't understand this. So I was like, you don't understand this. And she goes bananas on me, right? She's like, "Oh my God, like you are such a, thief. Like, oh my." I'm like, first of all, I didn't do anything. It's my painting. It didn't sell. I'm going to put it again on the shelf, but this time I'm not going to auction it. This time I'm going to put its actual price. Like, this is what people don't get. The fact that you're getting it at auction, that I start the auction at 99 cents, I'm the one who's fucking bananas. I'm getting an $800 painting that I sell by the well, with fairly easy. I'm a full-time artist, so I sell fairly easy. I mean, I don't sweat to sell them, right? Not those paintings. And I put it at an auction. It is like, it's probably the craziest shit any artist can do. It's the other way around. It's me getting an $800 painting and putting it in a 99-cent auction, so that people could get it for like, I don't know, 10% of the price. People can get it for like $100 or less or whatever at an auction. I'm pretty fucking bananas for doing that, But I have a reason for doing it. And my reason is that I want people to be able to have the artwork, right? So that they can talk about it, so that they can have an experience with it, so that they can pass it to their children, so that they can, commune with it, right? It don't serve me much if I have an $800 piece that only, 10 people could buy, as opposed to auctioning it where maybe 100 people can interact with it, right? Now, I don't prefer one over the other. All approaches are welcome in my sales, marketing, business strategy. But that's just to tell you a little bit of that. I've had a couple of people like go bananas. Just not that most people are most people get it. Most people are like, oh my God, like you're really taking a punch. I have people like just recognize you're really taking a punch. You're getting a painting that you could retail somewhere else, for $800, $1,000, and you're getting the same painting and you're putting it in a 99-cent auction. Because remember, guys, this is one of the reasons why people are like, man, I want to do the auctions, and then they're like, oh man, I didn't get any money, I lost. Dude, no shit. Auctions are for famous people or famous art pieces or very valuable collectibles. They're not for you and I. They're not for the average Joe, right? They're not for the average artist. The reason I started doing it was because I started taking a punch. Meaning, I started losing, right? It's a loss. But I didn't mind because I was selling my artwork also. I was profiting, so I didn't mind taking the punch. I still don't mind. From time to time, it still stings, right? It's like, man, I could have sold that painting for easily $2,000 in a gallery. And I let it go at an auction for like, I don't know, a couple $100. Like it still stings, right? It's like, it still stings. But then I remind myself of my mission as an artist. I remind myself, hey, dude, what's the mission here? The mission is for you to have sell a painting for $2,000, but that only a few people can actually afford. A smaller number of people can afford this painting or want to pay for this painting. Or do you want to be able to put it in a place where you might not get anything for it, right? But more people can interact with it. And I do both things, right? I'm not saying one over the other because it's very painful to do one over the other one. Yeah. So this is something that I want to share with you guys. Look, when you see a painting of mine go out on auction, if you can't see, please understand this. If you can't see this, I want to share this with you. You're getting a painting that retails at least 10 times what most people are paying for it at auction. Okay, at least 10 times. If you see someone paying $100 for something on my eBay, that painting easily retails for $1,000. Easily. I wouldn't expect more than $500 out of it. You know, when everything is said and done, and I pay the gallery 50%. So it's not a deal, right? It's not a deal. It's a steal. It's not a deal. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but it's not a deal. Like, you don't go to eBay and be like, oh, I'm going to buy his paintings. I'm going to buy a painting. What a deal. No, I'm not slashing prices. It's not a deal. It's not like the painting was at $1,000 and now I slashed the price and it's $3.99, like, you know, $300. No, I start the auction at $1. It's a fucking steal. It's ridiculous. That's how ridiculous it is. Because I'm not famous. If I was famous, then people would be fighting for it to raise it to its retail price and beyond, right? But I'm not. And this is where most people fail at the auction. They're like, oh, I want to do the auctions like Jose. And then they fail at it and they're like, oh my God, I didn't get no shit. Like, no, like, of course not. You know, because those things, for the most part, are intended for artwork by famous artists or somewhat known artists or vintage art, right, with some collectible value, like artwork that was painted, I don't know, in the 70s, 80s now, right, and the 60s especially, right, mid-century modern. People go bananas for that stuff, right? Because it's aged, right? So it's got some collectible value. It's either for that or for artists who are somewhat known, right? Somewhat known, that people know them. Not modern art, like some piece by a Warhol, some print of a Warhol, right? I don't know. Signed by him, maybe, I don't know, maybe not Warhol's. I mean, those auctions are on eBay. Don't get me wrong, but they're not usually for like, you have to go into specific type of live auctions that eBay does. But anyways, I thought it was worth mentioning because it is a bit of a sour taste when I see people trying at something and they don't understand why it works or how it works, and then they kind of get burned and they're like, oh my God, I was trying to do that, but oh my God, like it didn't work for me, or I'm losing more than I'm winning. And well, there's a reason why. You don't have all the information, right? You don't have all the information. And by the way, when I started selling my artwork, I figured out how to. I mean, today it's like it's stupid, it's nothing, right? But for some people, it might be worth something. But when I started making over $10K a month selling artwork, various things that I was doing, but that's what I started doing, right? I started making about 10 and then about $14,000 a month selling artwork. And I'm putting together a program, a course, video course, for people that want to learn that. For people that want to, this is for people that want to work. Okay, this is not for like, oh, I'm gonna make a painting and then Jose's gonna show me how to sell it for $10,000. Like, no, this is for people that want to work. That you're like, dude, I want to work, and I want this to be my work. Right? I want artwork to be my work. I want to be a full-time artist. So I'm putting together this. So that way you guys can follow a thread and be like, oh, okay, so this is what this cat did. This is how this happened. Okay, this is the leverage point. These are the leverage points, right? As opposed to, you know, I'm gonna try to do that, but I don't know. You get fragmented ideas, right? You just get a bunch of fragmented ideas. I cracked a way to be able to make 10K a month, and then I cracked a way to be able to make 20K a month, and then I cracked a way selling artwork to make 30, and then 40, and 50. You get the point. I cracked those. I've cracked those. What do marketers call it? Codes. Codes. It's just work, guys. It's just work. It's work. It's discipline, but it's also the most important thing is to step away from your own thinking. Right? This is the battle you want to win. If you're an artist today I heard Gary Vaynerchuk say this. If you are precious today in this marketplace, he said these exact words. I think if he was talking to a musician, but it's the same thing. If you're an artist, you're a painter, whatever. He was talking to a musician, and he said, this was Gary Vaynerchuk saying to this musician, if you're precious in this day and age, right now, if you're precious, you will lose. I could not agree more with that. If you are precious, you will lose the game. You just will. This is not an arena for the precious. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to make a painting, and then I'm going to, wait, and it's going to be more valuable, and I don't want to show it because people might copy my style. You know how many people I got copying my style? My subject matter, my style. I mean, at this point, it's got to be thousands. I don't even think it's hundreds. And I'm not saying this like to be a butt, but it's a lot of people. It's the price of it. It's the price of it. It's the price of making YouTube videos. You make a YouTube video, and then all of a sudden you get all these artists who are painting the same way you are. Well, that's the whole point. Why make the YouTube video then? It's part of it. And how many artists tell me I don't want to do it? I don't want to do it because people are going to copy my style. Dude, I'm like, oh my God. Are you afraid that they're going to copy your style, or are you afraid that they're going to work harder than you, and therefore you and your style will become forgotten? Is that the fear? Because what's really the fear, right? What is really the fear? Are you afraid? Like I know there is a little punk out there. I know this. I just know it. Because I was that punk to someone else. I know there's a little punk out there who's trying to outwork me. I know there is. Right? With my own style. I know there is. He wakes up in the morning, goes to sleep. He, she, I don't know. They, them. Wake up in the morning earlier than me and wants to go to sleep later than me. And is probably doesn't have family. Probably is not married. Probably lives with mom and dad, so doesn't have bills to pay. And that little punk is trying to outwork me. I just know it. In any industry you are, in any place. Now, what does that mean? What does that matter? What it means is that most artists don't want to put themselves out there because they are afraid of that. They are afraid that someone else is going to get their ideas and then lift them up higher, right? That someone's going to outwork them. That's really the fear. The fear is not like, oh my God, someone's copying my style. Dude, so what if someone copies your style? Like what is that gonna do? Like you're the one known for that. What is that gonna do? Like if you know how many people copied Monet's style? Probably millions of people by now. How many people copied Monet's style? Did that do anything to Monet? No, dude, Monet is Monet. The fear would be someone's copying my style, but I never got to be Monet. I never got to really show people what I got. Someone else did. Someone else came, looked at what I was doing, and then pushed harder than me, and then lifted it up higher. Right? That's the fear, and that's why people don't want to do a lot of this stuff. And totally understandable. Totally understandable. But hey, no risk, no reward. So this is why I'm saying this. I know there's a little punk out there watching you. I heard this. Mark Cuban said that he works every day, knowing the reason why he works so hard is because he knows that there's someone out there who's trying to kick his ass. He's like, he's half my age at least, has more drive, has nothing to lose. Like when you start making a little bit of money, now you're taking baby steps. You start taking baby steps. You know, when you don't make anything out of it, you're like, and you're convinced that you have to do it. You go hard at it, right? But when you start making a little bit of income, now you start taking baby steps. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why we do this. It's when we should plow forward that we start taking baby steps, right? You're like, oh my God, you start being careful. You start being precious. Oh, I don't know if I want to come out on that podcast. You know, I don't know if I want to, should I show my work in that gallery? I don't know. It's not prestigious enough. That's when we start getting the stupid on, right? It's when we really should go hard, right? Richard says, your originals will always be yours. Absolutely. Jack Salute says, no risk, no reward. Yeah. But most people are afraid of that. You know, most people are afraid of the risk. Most people are afraid of the risk. I mean, if you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur. But most people don't know this. Most people are like, I'm an artist. I don't know anything about business. Dude, like, don't be lazy and stupid. Like, pick one, you know? If you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? Is a risk taker, you know? So if you're an artist, your efforts should be taking risks over and over and over. Taking risks over and over and over. And whether you're doing it and you want to get paid, or you want to get fame, or you want to be noticed, because you wouldn't paint something big if you want to hide it somewhere. Like most people I hear, man, about this kind of subject, like they drive me bananas, I swear. This is a little rant, okay? This is a little rant, just a little one. I've talked to artists before, and you know, and they're like, oh man, I don't know if I want to like show my stuff. And then they're making these huge ass fucking paintings. I'm like, dude, why are you making that then? Like painting a postcard if you don't want anyone to see it. You know? I don't know. Like why are you making those big paintings? Like those paintings, it's so egoically confusing. Like you're making this 7-foot paintings that would look amazing in the fucking MoMA or Guggenheim or in a hotel lobby, but you don't want anyone to see them? Like, what is it? You know? So this is this fight, this contradiction that happens as artists. We have these contradictions. And like, pick one, you know? This I say this to myself. Like, dude, pick one. You know, you can't be lazy and stupid. Like, pick one. If you're gonna, you know, be either one, don't be both. You know, don't be both. It's all right to be lazy, but be smart. You know, it's all right. It's all right to be stupid too. It's all right to not get it, but work hard. Don't be lazy. Work hard. It's all right. Either one of those works. But only one. You can't have both. And so I wallet-sized paintings. There you go. Yeah, you don't want anyone to see it. Make little wallet-sized paintings. You know, put them in your wallet and then put them in a shoebox, and then paint, right? And then work on your artwork and discover yourself. But don't show it to anybody. Or are you secretly hoping that when you die, someone, I don't know. Like, people have this weird stuff. Like, someone's going to find your artwork and be like, oh my God, he was a genius. Well, at least after dead, people will know that I was a genius. It's like, dude, no, I don't know. I'm a very pragmatic guy when it comes to that kind of shit. I'd rather pay my bills right now and not wait till someone discovers me or thinks that I'm worth something. What's up, babe?
Hey.
Hey. Want to have some breakfast?
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring us.
I knew it. You want to go to Little Poca Cosa?
Duh. Hey, but
She loves me. So, okay. So, yeah, look, does your wife bring you coffee? I'm sure. I'm sure she does. Yeah, it's good to have a good partner. It's good. So, check it out, guys. Don't wait. This is my how's it going, Stebonix? Don't wait, guys. Don't wait. Don't play the waiting game. Too many of us play the waiting game. We're like, oh man, I want to be able to show my work, but I'm gonna wait. Dude, no, like waiting is the kiss of death. You realize this, okay? And sometimes I have, not sometimes, a lot of the times I have a very hard time understanding this myself, and I'm the one preaching this shit. Our entire civilization is based on speed. You realize that? Our entire civilization as human beings, our entire thing, what we strive for, is based on speed. And you're playing the waiting game. There's a lot of bad information happening out there. Galleries saying, oh, well, we got to wait, and on and on and on, because they're trying to create scarcity so that they can create urgency, right? Scarcity equals urgency. Gallerists, auctioneers, a lot of people, they try to create, if they create scarcity, then they create urgency. And then that's why they talk and they vomit this whole bullshit of the waiting game. Wait. But they're not talking to you. That's not for you. That's not for you as the artist. That's for the consumer. If you're Apple, right? If you're Apple, you want to make them wait outside the line. You want that line to go around and around and around. But that's not for you. That's not for the creator. That's for the consumer, guys. It's the consumer that they're thinking of, not the creator. If you're the creator, you want to be light speed, man. Our entire civilization is based on speed. Think about it. Oh, what do? Do I walk there or do I ride a horse? Why? Because it feels nicer? No, dude, because you get faster there. That's the only reason. What do? Should I throw this arrow or this rock at someone? Or should I pull the trigger in war, right? Why? It gets faster. More precise, more blah, 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 blah. But the most important thing is that it's faster. Before it was precise, before firearms were precise, they were faster. More powerful and faster. Right? How can I launch this rocket faster? Right? Our entire civilization, Amazon, what do I want to buy? Do I go get it? Or do I fucking drones, baby? Fast. Everything in life that we do as a civilization to move forward is fast. Do I calculate this or do I get a calculator and just punch in a couple numbers and then boom, right? Fast. Let's see. Claire Colosa says your wife should do a video on what it's like to be a partner of an artist. It must be difficult, and I am lucky to have a good partner too. Yeah. I think she would have a couple of things to say about that. I drive her bananas. She loves me, but I know that I push those buttons every chance I get. I think everyone's a little bit of a meanie weenie person. But if you're an artist, you're like an extra meanie person. If you're an artist, you're extra. And it's not because you're a genius, okay? It's because you're fighting the monologue much more than other people. Being an artist, it's a very lonely, introverted game, right? It's an introverted game. And so the way to pop out of it, the way to pop out is to stop fucking with it so much. And you pop out. Being a musician, it's more out. It's a bit more out. It's a little bit more out, right? You're using, it's more, you're listening. It's more out. It's a little bit more out. But being an artist, you're soaking more in than you're pushing out many times. Right? So that makes it very difficult. Like vaya con Dios, if you're married to an artist, because we artists are a bit of a-holes. We're difficult. We just are. I'm sorry. We just are. And then if you don't understand yet that you have to see, like athletes, business people, it's more extroverted. It's outside of you. There's some in, but it's more out. Right? You're walking around, you're moving, you're especially if you're an athlete, like you're playing ball, like you still have to conquer your mind, but it's very physical, so it helps you. The physical aspect helps you. When you're an artist, even though it's physical, right? That you're painting or whatever, you're trying to meet something. There's something that needs to be met. If you're an athlete or you're a business person or you work somewhere else, there's a very structured way. It's either a matter of doing it more or doing it more creatively, right? Like if you make phone calls, you either make more phone calls or you're more creative with it, right? So that you get a better return, right? You sell more things. You're like, you either make more phone calls or you make more phone calls and you get better at selling, right? And so there's a structured way. There's creativity in there, but it's more structured. Right? You can have more. If you're an artist, you're like, well, what should I paint? Like because the opportunities are so vast, you paralyze, and that's the problem. And when you paralyze, it's because you're thinking so much. You have so many things you can do that you could do. This is one of the worst things that can happen to an artist, and everybody's so happy that, oh my God, I could paint anything. Dude, I'm like, shh, be quiet. Dude, don't even say that. Don't even tell yourself that. Just tell yourself today I'm just painting a figurative work. And they're all going to be males or females, or it's going to be a group painting, or like limit yourself. This is a weird concept, huh? This is one of the things that makes me so fucking productive. I limit myself. Because if you start telling yourself, I can do anything, you do nothing. Then you do nothing. And you sit there and you're like, you're playing with the same painting all day. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know. You put it away and then you get it back again. Then you look at it and because why? Because you have all this freedom. That it's not really freedom. It's just in your mind. You're thinking that you got all this freedom. You have a duty. Duty. You have a duty. And that's to create artwork. Not to sit there and be like, oh my God, I could do anything. Like, no, that's a hobby. Like, if you want to be an artist, you shouldn't be thinking, I can do anything. No, dude. Like, you got to walk away from that. Because that's what makes you self-consumed, self-absorbed, and then your friends and your partners and people around you start suffering. They're like, man, I'm next to this, like, self-absorbed a-hole, right? And it's true. It's so true. Because we're always, oh my God, like we think we're all like beautiful mind over there, right? We're like, oh my God, I see numbers everywhere. I can sketch this, I can sketch that, And the reality is that we're just being mean. That's all. We're being self-absorbed. Kimberly Christie says, how's it going, Kimberly? Says, so true. I don't know, so true about what? So true that we're cray? And she also says, we're hard on ourselves and can be hard on the ones around us. Yeah, absolutely. The one of the worst things that happens to us is that we become so self-absorbed that we are highly critical of ourselves, and then people around us can sense that you're highly critical, right? And when, like, for example, my wife will be like, she'll tell me like, oh, like did did you sell A, B, and C yesterday? And I'll be like, I don't know. She'd be like, oh, because, I saw these two things sell, like asking me, like, weren't you selling more of that or whatever? And then I'd be like, oh, it's up to me. I got to sell more, of that. Like, it's like I start going into how to be harder on myself. And she's like, whoa, I wasn't asking that. I was just like, it was a simple question. But every feedback, I take it as, oh, I'm not performing. Oh, okay. And I put my boss hat on. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not performing. You got to perform. I got to do more. And so everything that I do is in, pretty much everything is in that way, right? Like if she's like, oh my God, you have, I don't know, more followers on Instagram or more subscribers on YouTube. My answer is not like, oh, that's great. My answer is like, it's not enough. So it's hard, right? It's hard. Yeah, she should do a video on that. My answer is always, it's not enough. And it's not that I'm not happy with what I got, it's that I am not satisfied. And people get that confused. And people around you, even if they're your partners, have a hard time with that. They have a hard time with that. Because if you are an artist and maybe you don't have to be an artist, but if you're going after something, one of my mentors calls it blissful dissatisfaction. You will suffer the rest of your life from blissful dissatisfaction. You will be happy with what you're doing, but not satisfied. And that confuses people. Because people are like, aren't you happy? And I'm like, I am, but it's not enough. I hope you post this on YouTube. I just might. But as I was saying earlier in the video, I'm trying to not post everything that I do here on YouTube. That way the people that are here can I don't know, have something original here on Instagram, and not everybody, right? Not everybody. Just for the Instagram peeps. But yeah, that is true, huh?
What?
Someone asked right now that my wife should make a video on how is it difficult to live with an artist or difficulties. Look at her, she's just laughing about it already. That's how bad it is. And then I said that.
That's not bad. I think that.
Well, here's what I was saying before you get started. That way you can get some context. I was saying that people around you, if you're an artist, may not understand that it's not that you're not happy, it's that you're dissatisfied.
Yeah.
So this is what I learned from mentor. You have to, when you're an entrepreneur or an artist or whatever you're going after, you live with this blissful dissatisfaction. You're like, oh man, I've done this, great, but it's not enough. Right. And you're constantly reminding people around you that it's not enough.
Yes. Because
you're dissatisfied, not because you're not happy with what you've accomplished. So every time you accomplish something, you don't care about it. You go off to the next one.
Right.
And that confuses people a lot.
It confuses people, but I think too, when people are moving along with you, like they're helping you. This is just my...
The laugh says it all, says Kimberly.
Hi, everyone. I think too, when you're steering a ship, you have to keep people motivated. And I think that's why it's confusing.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Because you're the captain, right? And then you have like...
Your minions.
Your three musketeers. And I'm like, we got this. And you're like, oh, I hate it. And I'm like, no, what does that mean?
Yeah, because you have to...
I've just given like a full 60-hour week. And then you're like, you know what I mean? So it feels confusing. Yeah. That's why it feels confusing.
Yeah.
But there are realities to being with someone creative.
Because no matter what you do, it's not good enough.
Because there's like a patience that I have to have and sometimes I don't have it.
It's like taking care of a little baby.
Yeah, because your environment, for the artist, environment is everything. So
environment is everything.
So
no gossip.
Like you can be grumpy, but if I'm grumpy, it doesn't fly.
It'll fuck it up. Yeah.
And so I have to think about environment and whether I really want to destroy the environment that day.
Because it'll cost you.
Yeah.
Can't go shopping.
How did you know that you wanted to make a living with art? Oh, I can answer this. From the moment because we're going on 15 years. And I met you 2 years before that.
Yeah.
And that was what when people asked you, what do? You said, I'm an artist.
Right.
And so it was always a given. Even in our other workspaces, when we had the women's clothing boutique and you worked for the lacquer company, you were like, I am an artist. And you never, when you weren't doing this full time, you were doing it at night.
Right.
In our little tiny apartment, destroying furniture.
Yeah.
With oil.
And acrylic. I destroyed our dining table.
Creating works of art.
But I bought you a new one.
Yeah, you did buy me a new one. So it's it was everything you ever wanted.
It's an identity. I talked to them about that. Yeah. Whatever your identity is, if you're I'm a weightlifter, your body's going to start matching your identity.
Yeah.
If you're I'm a runner, I'm a professional runner, then the body's going to start matching it. And so everything is identity. Mm-hmm. So that was a kid, I was I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I just believed it. I don't know. Maybe I read many books about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you couldn't wait to get back to painting.
Yeah. I remember when I was about 14 years old and I just kept knowing that I was an artist. I was an artist. There was no doubt in my mind that I was an artist. And so ever since, everything that I've done is sort of trying to match that identity. How can I match that identity? Even the way I dressed. I remember I used to wear fedoras, and I used to think I was this artist from the 40s.
Yes.
She's yes.
My father thinks I can't pay the bills with art. How true is this? It's as true as you think it is, and it's as true as you work at it. So you have to...
It's not conventional, so there's not going to be a structured way
There's different paths for everyone, but the one thing that Jose and I both learned is that you have to treat your artwork with a marketing and retail eye if you want to live with it, if you want to make a living from it. And so
right away, not wait.
And so I feel you can't be I know, we gotta go eat. You have to be willing to sell your artwork, and you have to hustle and get it out there. And so whatever path that is, some people find ease with the galleries. We didn't. We did that. We knocked on that wall for a very long time. I think we did gallery shows for a long time. I feel now that we're more established, the gallery thing is easier.
Yeah. But here's the thing: when you're an artist, it's all about sales, guys. And I'm not talking about I'm a salesman. I'm talking about it's communication. Everything's communication. So the more that you do, meaning, okay, I'm gonna be specific because when people say this, the more you do, the more the more you present. Okay, the more you present, the more income you're gonna start getting. It's just the way it is. The more you present, the more gallery shows, the more stuff online, the more you present. You got to be presenting, and it's got to have an offer next to it. Okay, I'm giving you guys a major tip here. The more you present with an offer, your income is just going to you're not going to have a hard time making an income being an artist. People that have a hard time making an income is that they want to be an artist, but then they don't understand that where's the money going to come from. Well, where does the money come from a retailer? Like my wife said, where does the money come from if you sell hats, where does the money come from? You either have to have a store with a lot of traffic coming in, right? Or you have to have 100 stores that maybe they're not yours, but you go and you sell them and you tell them, hey, can you carry my hat?
The most important thing I ever learned when it came to money and selling was when we heard, I can't remember who said, but they just said money is an exchange of energy.
It's energy, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that means we really got to work hard. And so I think sometimes people are like, if I sit here and like I'm creating, I'm working towards it, but I'm not moving. I'm not putting enough energy to get it out there, to put it in people's faces, then of course you're not going to get the money exchange because it just requires so much. Present. Being an artist is one thing, right? But being an entrepreneurial artist is another. And to work for yourself and to create opportunity for yourself takes a lot of effort. And so for that question of how is it true, it's as true as the effort you put forth.
And there's so much fucking money out there.
And
it's ridiculous. Just sitting there waiting for you. Sorry.
Most people don't want to do the heavy lifting. It's heavy lifting.
Yeah, it's heavy
lifting. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of failure, but it's worth every moment.
Well, I think 90% of the stuff is how do you say vergüenza in English?
Embarrassment.
90% of the time is embarrassment. Like, you don't want to be embarrassed. Like, people that don't, like, you don't want to be thought of less than. So most people don't go get gallery shows because my work is not ready yet. I don't want to be embarrassed, right? You won't present your work online because I don't want to be embarrassed. I didn't take the picture correctly. I don't want people to think less of. And I don't know. I'm seriously like thinking about going getting some hypnosis on this. And if you can afford it, go get some. Some hypnosis, pray. I don't know. If you can remove embarrassment out of the game, the sky is the limit. Like, if you can just remove embarrassment, if you can just remove being thought of less than, like, if I don't care what people think, you are going to win every single time. If I don't care what they think of me, you are always going to win because you're going to pitch more, you're going to show more. The whole thing is about showing, present. So when you are embarrassed of what you do, you might end up working more than presenting more. And that's something that I've experienced. You'd rather work than present.
Yeah, no, there was a lot. You for a long time, this is something that we've just kind of worked through. You for a long time had a hard time because in the beginning so many people told you, well, you're selling out, look at where you're selling.
Right.
It took you a long time to overcome that and be like, you know what?
Still today.
My artwork is kick-ass, and I am an artist. Even if I sell in a commercial space, it doesn't devalue the fact that I'm an artist.
Right.
Putting forth effort.
I mean, no one said anything about the Highwaymen. I mean, they did back then, but today, if you try to buy a Highwayman painting, one of the African-American artists in Florida, it'll cost you at least $20,000 to buy one of their little paintings that they sold on the side of the road. They were selling they were dubbed the Highwaymen because fucking stupid racism in this country didn't allow them in the galleries, right? So they went to the highways and the side of the road, and they were selling their paintings out there. These were artists selling their artwork in less than desirable places, like the side of the road, right? The highway. So I think if you sell your work on Etsy or eBay, everybody's like raising their eyebrow right now. But look, some years from now, they're going to be like, dude, this was genius. This guy was awesome. Someone said something here. Let's see. Jack Salute said, you are the best, capital best. Yeah. Artist mentor. Motivational speaker on the internet / You hear that?
Yeah, I know. I read that.
I like that.
I love it. Thank you.
I get more value listening to you than Grant Cardone. Yeah. Although Grant Cardone's pretty cool, but.
Well, he was somebody you looked to a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I still do. I mean, the guy he knows his stuff.
You can just see me in the background. Sorry, guys.
World's greatest living artist. All right, guys. That's been an hour. The countdown's like 20 seconds. I hope that you guys found much value here. And remember, take care of your babies, because they're
everyone.
They're the ones helping you. Friends, spouses, whatever. Take care of them, guys, because.
Oh, good.
Love your authenticity. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Peace, guys.